Hey YouTube, this is Shane the Rise and Grind Picker, and how is it going, Rise and Grind Nation, and how is it going to all my awesome subscribers out there today? I'm bringing you a little bit of a car chat. Just want to kind of talk about a few things, especially like if you're interested in selling on different platforms other than eBay, then this video may actually interest you a little bit. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of some of my experiences that I've actually encountered, and I'm going to kind of lay it out for you all. And that way, if you're interested, then this might be for you. So the first thing, as a reseller, the first thing I look for is kind of diversifying. And what diversification means as a reseller is that you want to kind of diversify where you list at. And you hear a lot of YouTubers talk about this, about doing this because they might actually be worried that they're going to get, suspended off eBay, or, they might actually need another form or another platform to list, right? So for me, I've been kind of trying to diversify myself out. For one, it's going to build more revenue for my business, and it's going to gain me money. So here's a little bit about what I'm doing in my idea. My idea is, you hear about a lot of these people cross-listing and cross-posting. A lot of these YouTubers, they're cross-posting items from eBay to Poshmark or from eBay to Mercari. So my idea, instead of cross-posting, is just, and I've actually decided on this, is to integrate. So to integrate all those systems, Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, and even my second eBay store. Not store, I mean account. I have the 50 free listings, and I haven't made it to a store yet, but it's just my second account. And I'm going to make it all into one inventory system. So I'm just going to take my current inventory system and then just integrate all that into the current inventory system. And I'm going to do this, and here's the reasoning, okay? Is because instead of cross-posting items, so instead of cross-posting all those items on, on Mercari or on Poshmark, I'm just going to build my resources to where I can grow instead of cross-post items that's already being seen, right? So what I mean by that is, instead of just taking my eBay listings and cross-posting them to Poshmark or Mercari, some of them, like if I have a huge quantity of items, okay, I will cross-post it. If I have a huge quantity, so like all those bubble mailers, I cross-posted them to Mercari. But that's like the only thing I'm going to do that with, because I have so much inventory and I want to try to move it as fast as possible. But for me, okay, what I'm going to do is source a little differently for all three platforms, okay? And what I mean by that is, I'm just going to, when I prep my items, what I do is I do pictures, measurements on all the clothing and all the hard goods. I just take pictures and put in little baggies. When I list them, I'll put a number on them with like a little dot, and then I'll put them in a bin. And I'll put in my listing. And on eBay, I used a custom SKU field, and I will put those. I will put the bin number, so I label every bin with a letter and one number, and then I'll put what number it is in that bin. And I'm just going to integrate all that throughout every system I sell on. Even if I start selling on Etsy, I'm just going to list it like that, but I'm not going to cross-post. Getting away from the cross-posting is going to help my business grow bigger. And what I mean by that, it's more revenue. It's more potential revenue. And what I mean by potential revenue is, it's more items listed for a certain dollar amount. And instead of cross-posting, So like instead of taking that and cross-posting an eBay listing to all your listings to Poshmark, it's the same item. So it's being seen double times, which will help it sell faster. So that's one pro right there. The con is, okay, and here is the con, is if you cross-post and then if you ever want to integrate new items in, like, let's say you have a Poshmark closet, okay? And you have 300 items cross-listed, but you want to put new items in there and not cross-list them. Basically what you're looking at is it's going to be hard to keep track of. But instead, I'm just going to integrate it all into one inventory system, but I'm not going to cross-post. So what I'll do is if my premium eBay store gets full, then I'll go and I'll start, you know, and I'm going to start kind of building all these up at the same time anyway. So, and I haven't perfected this out, okay? I haven't perfected. I've kind of perfected the thought, and I know it's going to work, but I haven't perfected what I decide to list where. And I think that's the thing that I have to figure out is what item do I want to list on which site. So what I'm going to do is, and I think this is what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start listing, you know, just items kind of equally. So I'll list some on eBay, I'll list some on Poshmark, and I'll list some on Mercari, and I'm going to try to build all those up at the same time to where virtually I'm not cross-listing, but I have new inventory for each platform. And I think that's important instead of cross-posting, because it's going to help you grow, because you're going to have more inventory out there. So you might make 5 sales on Poshmark, and then you might make 10 sales on eBay. Well, that's 15 sales. Instead of, if you cross-post, right, and you cross-post 200 items and you sell 10 on Poshmark and 4 on eBay, you're actually having to cancel those items on eBay because you sold them on Poshmark. So it's actually the same inventory. But my idea is a lot of resellers they're kind of being confused and conflicted by eBay. So like what I mean by that is they'll fill up their store, right? And they have a premium store. And then they're like, man, I'm out of free listings. I'm totally out of free listings. What do I do? And then they go back and they open up another account, which I have another account, but my premium store is not full. And they have another account, and then they'll list their 50 free listings, and then they'll bump up to a basic store, and then they'll fill that up. And now they have a basic and a premium store all filled up, which is totally okay. My goal is to eventually get both of my eBay stores to premium stores, or both of my eBay accounts to premium stores. That's 2,000 listings. While I'm doing that, I'm going to keep posting to Mercari and Poshmark and fresh inventory to them as well, and build them up. And if I have, let's say, 200 listings on Mercari, 200 listings on Poshmark, and let's say 1,000 on my premium store and 20 on just an actual free account with no store at all, that's all different inventory. So I'm going to make potentially more sales than I would cross-posting. It is more money. It is more purchase, like it's more capital you have to spend. But overall, I think that's a good idea. So now goes my next question is I actually just started listing on Mercari, and I just started trying it out. So eBay versus Mercari. Okay, some really awesome things what I like about Mercari is that your shipping is like 1 through 9 pounds or 1 through 5 pounds or 2, whatever. It's like a slot limit. So you just pick what range it falls under, and you can either pick, I think it's FedEx or USPS or UPS or USPS. And that's what I like about that. It's super easy. And I actually listed everything on my phone, and I didn't even list it on my computer. And I was actually able to list it on my phone, and it was easy to do on my phone. So that's a plus side. So virtually, really what you got to pay attention to is you just got to be careful with the cross-posting, because cross-posting, I mean, if it works for you, that's great. But I'm looking in like what you have to look at is the cross posting, okay? Is it good for now or is it good for the future? It's awesome for now. The cross posting will be great for right now, but I'm trying to think bigger. I'm trying to think, what will the cross posting get you in the long run? And overall, it's only going to get you more eyes on your items, okay? It's going to get you more views on the same items. But if you take over and you just do new inventory on those platforms and build it up, just like you did your eBay store, you're going to have new inventory on each item. It's going to be different inventory. It's going to be different stuff. It's not going to be cross posting. So at that point, you're building another store. So you have multiple stores, but not just of the same inventory. So what that means is, if I listed 500 items for $10 a piece on eBay. Now, I try not to list $10 items, so this is just an example. So don't blow up the comments and say, $10 items is stupid to sell. Yep, I mean, I still sell some $11, $12 items. But what I can tell you is, this is just an example, is if I list 500 $10 items on eBay, okay, that's basically the potential sales of $500. Now, I can cross post those to Poshmark, right? And if I cross post them, it's going to be the same inventory. So I'm rolling inventory over. So if I sell off Poshmark, then I have to delete them off eBay. So it gained me sales on Poshmark, but I deleted them off eBay. So now I need to list more. But instead of just cross posting them, go at it with an open mind and say, why not treat Poshmark as a separate store? Okay, like a brick and mortar will open up, different stores, and they'll open up a store here and but they're not, they sell the same items some of the times, but virtually what I'm saying is, like, you got to look at it as, okay, let's go into this and see how much money we can make on each site. Because if you're making, let's say you're doing this part-time and you're making $1,000 on eBay, okay, a month, all right, wouldn't it be awesome to just list, just try to, in some extra time that you can find, list 20 or 30 items on Poshmark every week, and then you'll build that store up. And what if you can generate $500 extra in sales just on Poshmark? Then that's $1,500 a month, okay, with your eBay store, if you can maintain that in the same way. All right, but if you cross post, it's the same inventory, it's the same money. So overall, like, if cross posting works for you, that's great. I just had this on my mind, so I really just needed to talk and get it off my mind, because I think it's a good idea. And I think that if you kind of look at it with your mind open, all right, the cross posting is a good fix to sell your items quickly right now. But it may not be a good fix for, like, future growth. Because if I can blow up Poshmark and sell all these items, but I'm still selling really good on eBay, why wouldn't I do both, but just different inventory? Why wouldn't I just list new inventory on Poshmark instead of cross post and treat it like a separate store? And then that equals growth. That is you growing as a business. All right. So I think that's where my mind's at right now. That's why I am not going to cross post, but I'm prepping, like, I have a whole tub of shoes prepped. Those will all go on eBay. And I have 2 tubs of clothing that needs measurements and pictures. All right. 2 entire big tubs full. I actually washed it all and got it all, like, looked over most of it. So I just got to do measurements and pictures. So overall, I could really, I honestly think that between those 2 tubs, it's going to be maybe 120 items. So, I could always take a couple of the things that sell, and here's an example, okay? Like, some t-shirts, like vintage t-shirts, some of them sell okay on eBay, you know, they might sell okay on eBay, and, you know, you might have a $25 shirt, but it may take you 3 or 4 months to sell it. But if you post it on Poshmark, you might sell it for $20 in a week. It just depends. But I think that having different inventory and diversifying yourself instead of cross-posting is, I think it's a good idea. And I'm going to try it. And I'm going to tell you guys, you know, at the end of maybe a couple months, I'm going to kind of recap from this video. I'm going to just kind of spin it off this video and recap what I found and what the best way to do it is. And I'm not saying cross-posting isn't good. I'm just saying that I'm trying to think of, well, let's see where I want to be at a year from now instead of tomorrow. Because overall, I can cross-post all my items on eBay, and it's going to take me a little bit of time. But then I could just do new inventory and build and build and build and build and build. And you're diversifying and inflating your business. You're not just cross-posting those items just to get some extra views on them to potentially make a sale, but you're actually listing potential profit and revenue, and you're growing that total revenue. So like I have about, in my premium store, a little over $12,000 in merchandise listed. If I can list 2,000 on Poshmark, that's $14,000 total revenue, potential revenue I have listed. But if you just cross-post them, it's the same. So I don't know. Why don't you guys tell me what you think in the comments, and comment of what you think and what your ideas are. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and I will check everybody later. Don't forget to hustle, source, and list. Peace out.